John William Salter. John William Salter, 15 December 1822 December 1869, was an English naturalist, geologist, and paleontologist. Salter was apprenticed in 1835 to James De Carle Sowerby, and was engaged in drawing and engraving the plates for Sowerby's mineral Conchology, the supplement to Sowerby's English Botany, and other natural history works. In 1842 he was employed for a short time by Adam Sedgwick in arranging the fossils in the Woodwardian Museum at Cambridge, and he accompanied the professor on several geological expeditions 1842–1845 into Wales. Salter was born in Pratt Place, Camden Town, the son of John Salter (1779–1837), a banking clerk, and his wife, Mary Ann. His birth was registered at Dr. Williams' library near Cripplegate, London. In 1846, Salter married Sally, daughter of James De Carle Sowerby, and eventually fathered 7 children with her. Also in 1846, Salter was appointed on the staff of the Geological Survey and worked under Edward Forbes until 1854. He succeeded Forbes as palaeontologist to the survey and gave his chief attention to the Palaeozoic fossils, spending much time in Wales and the border counties. He contributed the palaeontological portion to Andrew Crombie Ramsay's Memoir on the Geology of North Wales 1866, assisted Roderick Murchison in his work on Siluria 1854 and later editions, and Adam Sedgwick by preparing a catalogue of the collection of Cambrian and Silurian fossils contained in the Geological Museum of the University. In the very early 1860s, whilst collecting fossils in southwest Wales as part of his duties for the British Geological Survey, Salter was examining coastal exposures by boat around the St. David's Peninsula and landed in the small inlet of Porthwai Raw, in the mistaken belief. In 1862, whilst investigating the eastern cliff section and in strata now known as the Menevia Formation Reset al. 2014, p. 73, Salter discovered remains of one of the largest trilobites ever found, over 50 cm long, and which, in 1863, he named Paradoxides Davides after his friend David Humphrey. For many years and up to the time of his death, Humphrey was clerk to the Justices of the Peace for the Penrhyn-Dewdreath Division. Encouraged by Salter, Humphrey made many important fossil discoveries in the Porthmadog district, Gwynedd, especially within the Tremedocian rocks, and Salter named several species after Humphrey to honour his efforts, e.g. Neobella Humphrey Salter, 1866, p. 143, pl. 20, fig. 9. Salter, 1866, p. 354, pl. 10, fig. 11. Salter, 1873, p. 18, p. 323, Woods H. 1891, p. 119. From the Clogau Formation of Waterfall Valley near Meintrag, Humphrey also discovered for the first time in Britain Panacorif carnata barand, 1846, and another species named in his honour, Canacorif Humphrey Salter, subsequently assigned to Tichiperia. Hull and Corda, 1847. In 1865, Salter collaborated with Henry Woodward to produce a chart of fossil crustacea, and in the same year published a paper on some additional fossils from the Lingula flags, in which he named several trilobite species that were subsequently described by Hicks 1872. Salter prepared several of the decades of the Geological Survey and became the leading authority on trilobites. He resigned his post on the Geological Survey in 1863 and sadly committed suicide on 2 December 1869 by throwing himself into the Thames. He was buried on the eastern side of Highgate Cemetery in an unmarked grave number 15,356. At the time of his death, he had barely completed the illustrated catalogue of Cambrian and Silurian fossils QV in the Woodwardian Museum, and he left unfinished a monograph of British trilobites published by the Palaeontographical Society 1864–1867. He was elected an Associate of the Linnean Society in 1842, made a Fellow of the Geological Society of London (FGS) in 1846, and in 1865 was awarded the Wollaston Donation Fund by the Geological Society. Fossils named in honor of John William Salter. Problematica. Saltarella Billings, 1861. An enigmatic early Cambrian genus questionably assigned to extinct Phylum Agmata, and family Saltarellidae Walcott, 1886. The genus is characterized by a small calcareous, apparently septate conical shell and lends its name to the Saltarella grit member of the Ntieseront Formation, which forms a narrow, discontinuous belt extending along the northwestern side of Scotland. Trilobites. Salteria Wyville Thompson, 1864 family, Ophiuroidea. Type species by monotypy, Salteria primeva Thompson, 1864. Balclachy group Caradoc series of the Girvan district. Strathclyde. Salterolophus Bancroft, 1929 family, Trinucleidae. Type species Trinucleus caractacea Murchison, 1839. Carnarvon Wellspool, Powys, Wales. Salterocorif salteri Walt, 1851 family, Palaeontological. Middle Ordovician Depingin Darwillian, upper part of the Valongo Formation in northern Portugal, the Anvernian at Guadaranque in Cadiz and Malusia. Clairla salteri Hicks in Salter 1865 family, Centropluridae. Menevia Formation Pt. Punctuosus Biozone, Porthwy Raw, St. David's, Dyfed, Wales. Cinematopige salteri Hicks ms Salter 1873, P22 family, Ophiuroidea. Penmean Dewey Formation Whitlandian, Middle Aranic series of Pwluog, and end of White Sands Bay near St. David's, Dyfed, Wales. Flexicalaimine Onycalamine salteri Bancroft, 1949 family, Calamnidae. Acton Scott Beds Actonian Marshbrook, Shropshire, England. Leptoplastides salteri Callaway, 1877 family, Olnidae. Shankton Shales Tremodosian stage of Shankton, Shropshire, England. Robergilla salteri Reed, 1899 family, Ramopluridae. Tramore limestone formation, and a low and Caradoc series of Tramore, Company. Waterford, Republic of Ireland. Oryctosphalus salteri Reed, 1910 family, Oryctosphaludae. Will Ewan stage in north side of the Parahio River, Spiti region, India. Parahio Formation, Oryctosphalus salteri zone. Faceps via Faceps salteri Kozlowski 1923 P5456 PL6 Fig 5 family Facepidae from the Devonian of Bolivia and Colombia. Lotognostus salteri Westrop and Landing 2017 family Agnistidae. From the Chelsea Drive group, north shore of East Bay, Cape Breton Island, Nova Scotia, Cetinopige tumida zone. Brachiopoda. Broguria salteri Hall, 1865 family, Elkinidae. Abolella salteri Hall, 1865 is type species of the Cambrian lingulid genus Broguria Walcott, 1902, and is recorded from the white-leaved oak shales Tremodosian near Malvern, England. Salopia salteri Davidson, 1869 family, Linoporlidae. From the Horderly Sandstone Formation Upper Sandbian, Horderly. Shropshire, England. Spiriforella salteri T-Shernistue, 1902 family, Spiriforellidae. From the Woodwardian and Capitanian Permian of China and British Columbia, Canada. Bivalvia. Schizodus salteri Etheridge family, Schizidae. Ardross limestones Dinantian. Upper calciferous sandstone measures Ardross, East Fife, Scotland. Gastropoda. Ceatostropha salteri Ulrich and Schofield 1897 family, Murchisonidae. From the Ordovician of Canada, Greenland, and the United States. Eurypterida, da. Salteropterus chelisvig-Waring 1951 family, Humilioriidae. Named as a species of Eurypterus by Salter in 1859. Parahumiliaria salteri chelisvig-Waring 1961, order Eurypterida. Reported from the Temeside Mudstone Formation Predali epoch of Ludlow and Purton in the Welsh borders and South Staffordshire. Celticaris salteriana Jones and Woodward, 1893 subclass, Philocarida. From the Tremedocian stage Cressagen, Gwynedd, Wales. Ophiuroidea. Salteraster Sturts 1893 family, Eurypterida. Type species, Eurypterella asperimus, Salter 1857. Stenaster salteri Billings, 1858 class, Ophiuroidea. From the Ordovician of Carden Quarry, Simcoe County, Kirkfield, Ontario, Canada. Thiosteida. The Thiosteida are an order of bony armored jawless fish in the extinct vertebrate class Osteostraci, and including the poorly understood Osteostracon genus Auchinaspes Edgerton, 1857. Auchinaspes salteri Edgerton, 1857, p. 286. pl. 9 Figs 4-5 subphylum Vertebrata. The species is known from the Ledbury Formation Red Downton Formation of Ledbury, Herefordshire and Ludlow, Shropshire. Predali, i.e. the uppermost Silurian. Graptolithina, a subclass of the class Pterobranchia, the members of which are known as graptolites. Calligraptis. Salteri Hall, 1865 family, Dendrograptidae. From the Arenogen of Shropshire and Wales and occurring as far afield as China and Tasmania.